From United Nations Television, this is UN in Action.
There are questions about what comes next for Sierra Leone, West Africa. For 10 years, the country has enjoyed peace, growth and democracy. But Alhaji Warise is concerned.
Democracy, the word is simple, the word is cheap, but the process is very, very expensive. You don't do it easily, you don't get it easily.
Over more than 10 tragic years, Sierra Leone was torn apart in one of the most brutal civil wars in recent history. When the rebel group, the Revolutionary United Front, began their campaign of terror in 1991, they were able to dominate a frustrated population that had been stifled by years of unaccountable single-party rule. The war left tens of thousands mutilated by amputation and more than 50,000 people dead.
I was very young watching those things. They amputated arms, they set houses on fire. Sometimes the victim, they are being mutilated beyond, explanation sometimes.
What Alhaji and his colleague Namin Jallo fear more than anything is that this could happen again.
I lost family, I lost property. I'm one of those guys that will tell you that, yes, we went through horror.
In 2002, when the war ended after 10 years of fighting, the country was in shambles. Today, in central Freetown, young unemployed men populate nearly every corner of the city. It is estimated that nearly 60% of the country still lives below the poverty line. For Alhaji and Namin, this feels dangerously familiar.
The things that led us to war, they are still prevalent in our society.
So Alhaji formed a group called Democracy Sierra Leone to bolster the country's hard-won democracy so that it can not only survive but also flourish.
The way our democracy is going, we realized that if we don't step it, we would crash very soon.
With structural and financial support from the United Nations Democracy Fund, the group has set its sights on training newly elected members of parliament. They also aim to improve the public's understanding of politicians' work. Newly elected and first-time MP Rosalind Jariatu Smith says that many of her constituents do not understand the role of a parliamentarian and the scope of what they can and what they can't do.
We have tremendous pressure from our constituents. They want us to build bridges. They want us to construct health centers, community centers, hospitals, and the like. They want you to give them money. They want you to pay their school fees for their kids, and the money is just not enough. I go to the road maintenance.
So Democracy Sierra Leone set up a meeting for Smith to meet her constituents to explain how she, as an MP, can represent and address their concerns in Parliament.
Seeing the Honorable in front of them, answering to questions, I think it's a leap. It's not normal, it's not usual.
During the campaign, the issues that were being come up, number one, unemployment. The youth then say they want job, the people they want job.
As one of only 15 women in the 112-member parliament, Smith's success as a female MP is of particular importance to Democracy Sierra Leone.
It's going to take time. Sierra Leone, our democracy is in the baby stage. We're just coming into democracy now. So for the people to fully understand, it's going to take time.
Democracy we are enjoying now was not given to us in a silver platter. People fought for it. People lost their lives for it. People spilled blood. And you want to keep that momentum. You want to make sure that those who died did not die for nothing.
This report was produced by Christopher Booker for the United Nations.